Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a update on Darwin and just fixing some things in his terrarium here. Just taking out some plants that might not be doing so hot and just generally making the terrarium look nicer, adding more leaf litter, adding new soil, and just doing some regular type of maintenance that I've been neglecting somewhat. And this is when I drop the cup of soil. I'd make sure to sweep. So first I'm going to update the terrarium. So as you may know, his terrarium was up here where this 55-gallon turtle tank is. And that worked out really well for this terrarium and this 20-gallon right here that Teddy is in. Now Teddy and Darwin are both crested geckos, and the lengths of their tank combined goes to 54 inches. This is a 30-gallon tall, so it's 30 inches long, and that one is a 20-gallon tall, so it is 24 inches long, and together, like I said, 54 inches. So I made the iguana's cage, which is right here, to fit that size of tank. It also fits a 4-foot tank with a little bit of room on either side. But obviously I can't put a 55-gallon here or there, so I had to move these tanks. Now this one has a light on it, as you can see. It's an old aquarium light, but it's only one bulb and it's not very close to the top of the tank. So some of these plants down here aren't doing so well, and overall the plants in here just aren't doing as great as they were when there was more light, which isn't good at all, considering this is easily one of my favorite tanks. I love plants, and plants are kind of expensive, so I want to keep them alive, obviously, and get them to grow and everything. So that's the first kind of update. Plants aren't doing great. Also, when I made this tank, I didn't add a drainage layer, which was dumb of me. But what's basically happened is that I think the dirt is kind of compacted, like it's sunken in, and that's bad for the plant roots, because it kind of makes them so they almost can't grow. So I'm actually going to be taking everything out of this terrarium at some point. If you didn't know, the iguana, Charlie right there, will be getting a new, much bigger tank, and then this tank will be split into 3 tanks, each like a little cubicle type of thing, and each of the crested geckos will go in there. So I have Darwin, Teddy, and then I'll have room for another crested gecko. They will be going in there. So that will give me the opportunity to take everything out of this tank, and then I might set it up again, I might not, we'll see what happens. But there's no drainage layer, that's a problem. So basically, since things have been sinking in, I added more substrate, as you saw, especially in this back little area. So as you can see, it's bark there, so it's like a bark thing that's filled with dirt like that, and then there's another one, as you can kind of see behind all these leaves. There's like 2 bark pieces, one like that and one like that, and they're both completely filled with dirt. So since that one, like so much dirt, like all the way from there all the way down, it sunk in a lot, so I had to add in a lot of dirt from there. Also, I don't have sphagnum moss in this soil mix, which is a bit of a problem. Sphagnum moss will really help with humidity, so I'll definitely be mixing it in and making sure it's all in the new terrarium, like I said. But I did add some sphagnum moss as well underneath the dirt. So I added some sphagnum moss as like filler, and then dirt on top of it, and then I added new leaves because actually it was looking really bare. I think that the isopods had just been eating the leaves so much that they had literally begun to like run out, which is pretty cool. That's just something that you kind of have to do with these bioactive terrariums. So then when it comes to Teddy's been doing well. I'm not sure what's up with him. I do believe that he is a male. I don't know if you can see down there, but he has like a bulge in the right behind his, is it right behind? Yeah, right behind his cloaca, which would mean that he's a male. They are somewhat sexually dimorphic, so according to my guess, basically, I would say he's a male. So for the last while, he's been kind of like round, like kind of like he had eggs, but definitely not, because like I said, I'm pretty sure he's a male. And I didn't see like the egg type of structure showing on him outside, if that makes sense. I think he might have been like compacted somewhat, because it seemed like he would kind of have trouble pooping, because whenever I pick him up, he'll poop on me, which is kind of convenient on my side of things, because if I think he's compacted, then I pick him up and he poops, and then I know. So I think one time a couple weeks ago I picked him up and he tried to, but he couldn't go. But yesterday I weighed him, and when I picked him up, as you can see, he is no longer real big and fat. So something like a big amount of weight dropped off him really quick, and I'm not looking at this as a bad thing. I'm just assuming that he pooped, like a really big poop, because I've seen him poop really big poops before, so I wouldn't be surprised. But other than that, he's eating every single time. He's aggressive with food. He's perfectly fine with handling, as has always been. And his terrarium at the top, at least, is doing absolutely amazing. Like, these plants just like going bonkers, but these plants down here, not so much, which is kind of disappointing. But like I said, there will be change coming up, and they'll definitely get enough light when they go into that terrarium. And very soon I'm going to be buying a like more of these lights right here. I'm going to be getting another one of those, like a couple more, because of how my room will be changing. I'm going to need more of them, because I will have more enclosures and whatnot. So I will just like temporarily have one across here, make sure everything's growing there, and then also like across here, and that is all quite exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like down below. If you have any comments or concerns, put in the comments below. And if you want content, then subscribe. By the way, speaking of that bigger crested gecko enclosure, you might see that I have some wood back here, just because I need somewhere to store wood. And this piece is really cool. I found it, and as you can see, it's hollow. So there's actually, as you can see right here, you can actually get into it, but there's a piece that I have that fits perfectly into, let's see if I can, it fits perfectly into this area, so I can actually make like a much bigger area inside that is hollow. But I thought that was really cool, and I'm sure I will have it in Darwin or Teddy's or a different crested gecko's terrarium, but it'll definitely be going into that tank, because that area is ginormous. So like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a fantastic day.